Hi, I'm Eric Johnson here at Vanderbilt's Owen Graduate School of Management, and I'm here today with Dan Fete. Dan is the CFO of AT&T Communications, and he's here today to talk to our students. So welcome, Dan.
Thank you. Appreciate the invite.
Well, AT&T's made a lot of changes to stay ahead of the customer experience. How do you help the organization change? As CFO, how do you help them change?
It's a great question. We have gone through a lot of change. If I go back through the history of this company, what we started as and what we are right now are completely different things, even much more so in the last probably 3 to 4 years. But in our finance roles at the company, they're pretty exciting roles because you get to see the strategy unfold and you get to see the execution. How I help foster that, number one, is listening a lot to my peers, my clients in the organization, in some cases customers. How can I shape that strategy to give all of those constituents kind of what they need in the process? And then we do the basic blocking and tackling of finance too, or help our partners on the execution phase of this thing. Is the funding there? Do we have good incentive plans to execute on the change that we want to take place in the company?
And wow, there's so much change, right? You watch the papers, and of course, cybersecurity is big on people's minds these days, increasingly important for business. And I saw that you guys recently joined the Cybersecurity Alliance.
We did.
How do you think about security, and what do you advise your executives and board around that?
Yeah, it's another one very hot topic. Let me put it that way. I mean, there's just no place where you go to a customer or even internal to our company where security doesn't come into play. And I won't profess to know all the details of our network and the technology, but the more complex networks get, the more vulnerable those networks are going to be. And there are cases where people are going to try to penetrate that vulnerability. And we see that, and we have to be very, very careful even within our own network. There's an element of trust that our customers, when they see our name, they have an amount of trust of what's going through our network, and it is secure. And that extends to our customers as well. We joined the Alliance, and just not too long ago, end of 18, we actually started investing more in security, bought a company called Alien Vault. One area that we didn't think was being supported enough from a security standpoint was small business. We could cover our own security, and we could cover big enterprise. But small businesses need as much security as the Owen School, as AT&T.
And they're looking to you.
And they are looking to us. It's clearly an opportunity for us to monetize some of the experience that we do have, but it's filling a need that we know the customers need as well. But it is scary sometimes, what goes on in that regard. Sometimes you gotta wake yourself up at the end of a discussion about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, also, I mean, AT&T has really become a full-fledged multimedia company with the DIRECTV and Time Warner and these different pieces. What should we expect as we look at AT&T as we go forward? What should we be expecting?
Yeah, no, another great question. We have evolved a lot, as we were saying, just in the last 5 to 10 years. When you think getting into video and getting into content creation with Time Warner. I have to tell you, 10 years, even 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't be thinking that we would be part of a company that owns a content creation arm.
Big content creation.
A big one, the best one. That's how we viewed it. We were going to buy the best asset that existed in the marketplace, and we think that we did that. It's exciting for us, and even though we're much larger and we have organized a little bit differently, each one of these large businesses still interact with one another. The data, our connections on the communication side, there's 300 million customer connections we have. All of that data, all of those demands and wishes that customers have, funnel into all the other business units to help the other business units create the right content, advertise in the right way. It's an exciting, really, really exciting time to be there. I'll tell you what to expect from us probably, I'll say near term. Because I do think this is where we're pretty good at executing on a strategy and executing after a merger or a transaction occurs. And given that we're kind of past the government approval phase of the Time Warner transaction, you will see us execute on this strategy. you will see us begin to grow and begin to use all of these, or this portfolio of assets, basically to deliver the best we can to our customers. It's exciting.
That
really
is
exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things I love about my job is I get to meet lots of executives like yourself, and you've had amazing career, a lot of leadership experiences. I wondered if you could share one of those experiences.
I will. It's hard to boil it down to one.
I'm sure. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Maybe that's showing my age. But the one that resonates and always has resonated with me, and I've seen it in people as I've grown up in the business, and then it's on my mind as I've gotten into various positions. It's the how you do things. Mm-hmm. It's not the what. People won't remember what I did, but they may remember, and I think more likely may remember what or how I did it. Mm-hmm. Creating an environment as a leader where you have that openness and people feel open to contribute and to really deliver for you. That is a skill that I don't see a lot of, and it's one that we should always aspire to. So it's one I always have in the back of my mind. They always look at, and I'm going to give you a second one. You didn't ask, but I'm going to give you a second one.
No, it's great.
Collaboration, which is an overused word, but you really can't do this alone. You can't do your job alone. Mm-hmm. I know you can't, Dean, and nor can I. And a good leader really understands that it's a team really doing the work. And my only role is to help them be able to deliver what they want to deliver and what the firm needs them to deliver. Those two things are kind of the guiding principles that I like to think about.
Yeah, it gets back to that how that you were talking about.
It does.
Well, Dan, thanks so much for spending the day with us at Vanderbilt.
Enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it.